what I'm doing and like helping them out and covering them.
Bringing awareness and everything.
Yeah. Bringing awareness to their games, to their accomplishments, and they're just so thankful for it.
Do you cover mostly girl sports or guy sports, or just everything?
Just all the sports.
What's your favorite thing to cover?
Soccer by far, men's and women's soccer.
Just because you have a personal background in it?
I think maybe personal background, and I'm also friends with a lot of the people on the team, so I think maybe that helps a lot.
Yeah.
But definitely those two sports, the men's soccer, women's soccer.
And is there any difference in the, like, do you find yourself covering just like even like subconsciously, like covering or unconsciously, men's sports differently than women's sports, or like the way you focus on it, an angle?
No, I don't think so. I try to be fair. When I go into the sports world, I don't look at it as like I'm a girl or I need to cover girls. I just look at it as what needs to be covered, just as a neutral level.
Yeah, and do you ever feel like you need to prove yourself since you're doing this?
I think I more need to prove myself that I'm doing it alone more than that I'm a woman editor. I think because I'm a woman, maybe that helps because I think we can handle more. So I think that has a lot to do with it, but I don't think that it's the deciding factor.
Right. So being a woman hasn't like deterred you from doing this at all?
No, not at all.
Imagine doing it by yourselves. Pretty intense. That's just How many are y'all weekly or daily?
We are weekly, yeah.
Weekly?
So every Wednesday our new issue comes out.
Gotcha. Imagine if it was daily and you had to.
Yeah, that would be intense.
More intense.
More intense.
Do you have any questions?
So, are there any particular sports like writers you read or like reporters you watch or anything?
I mean, I know about the Aaron Andrews ordeal.
Yeah. As a woman in sports, what do you think about that? Do you think it would happen to a guy? Or
I think because men are so involved in sports, I kind of just take the people around me who are men who talk about sports all day long, and just kind of put it into the newspaper. I mean, especially my boyfriend, who is the biggest sports fanatic ever. It's just kind of, it bounces into me, and I just bring it into the newspaper. So just people talking about it around me, I think, is helpful.
Yeah, just being exposed, I guess, like all the time.
Definitely.
I'm with like just like my guy friends just sitting around. I feel like I just like absorb so much.
I know, seriously. What's been your favorite story? Oh, that was the soccer one, right?
Your soccer's your favorite thing to cover. Or actually, yeah, the women very yeah. Anything else?
You don't plan on staying in sports journalism, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Is there any reason why you don't plan on staying it? It's just not your.
What's your major?
Well, I'm graduating in May, and so obviously I won't be back. But I think my major is graphic design, so I want to pursue that more. But if that fails, then I would like to go into journalism.
Do you have anyone in mind to be the next editor? You think the next sports editor is going to end up being a guy, or you think
honestly,
a woman to follow your legacy?
Honestly, I don't know how far our sports section will go after I leave because of the lack of interest. We're still trying to decide that, so it's kind of undecided right now.
Yeah, hopefully it'll carry on.
Hopefully.
All your hard work.
No, your legacy. Do you feel like you've learned any valuable lessons doing this? Like, whether it be like as a woman or like totally by yourself, or just like...
I think just deciding the line between friendship and journalism, and knowing how to cover things neutrally. We had a big story last year that our men's soccer team played a few games, and their coach was showing favorites towards players. And we covered that by statistics on who was playing and why the best people weren't playing. And that caused a lot of heat, and it was just kind of backing that up with your statistics and just being neutral and not coming from an angry player or a friend of the guy's soccer team.
You just said that you have a lot of friends on the team, so like if they have a bad game, you have to report on it. Is that hard for you?
That is very hard. I think that's one of the hardest parts. It's just, that's the deciding the friend and being neutral and staying in journalism. It's just, you have to cover those bad games, you have to cover those good games, and they have to know that you're going to do both regardless. So it's just establishing that relationship.
So no one's ever just, like, have they ever gotten mad at you for...
I think that was the most mad they've been after that story was covered because it kind of gave a negative angle to the men's soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do. You have to report.
I like that. It's professionalism.
If there was going to be a girl to take your spot, what advice would you give her?
I think just staying neutral in whatever you cover. Making sure that you're reporting the right things, regardless of your emotion. Because I know that women's journalists, just in general, can bring a lot of emotion into it, and just staying neutral and just reporting the facts.
Oh, like we're talking about when you watch TV. Sometimes it seems like the women ask more about like there was a lot of emotion out there on the field today, or like how did you feel going against your ex teammates? So
instead of like what guys are like, great pass.
Yeah.
I think I do ask a lot of that, like at the end of the game, how did you feel about the game?
Right.
But I don't think that that's a very women-y question. It may just be a, how'd you feel about the game?
Yeah. How